me see. Got 6 people in the room. And what's the deal? Who up? What is it, 5 o'clock on the East Coast? We're probably gonna get that many people this morning. Blood Moon still. What? Who up? Who up? Yes, God. What's going on? Who up? 5 o'clock on the East Coast. People sleep. 2 o'clock on the West Coast. We up. Especially in Vegas. Ryan still. I'm good. Wanted to get this live in real quick. Lil Wendy. Eric was still. Yeah, I heard that before, Ryan D'Angelo, that whole America being the original Kemet bullshit in the Nile, Mississippi River, the Nile, or what have you. That really comes from Hebrews trying desperately to make America look like Egypt to fit Deuteronomy 28:68. But it's bullshit. Like, land isn't, it can't, don't get me wrong, we found Egyptian artifacts here. Excuse me. We found Egyptian artifacts, we know they're pyramids. But it could actually possibly be that America could have been an older civilization where what we call the Egyptians, we're talking about before the dynastic Egyptians, the people who built the pyramids, where they could have been. But there's absolutely it's not even no real concrete proof to make that work. Like, it's little evidence, but it don't fit. You can kind of speculate, but yeah, I heard people talk about that before, but there's definitely no real, merit to it. Yeah, I appreciate it, Blood Moon. Salute and thumbs still. Oh yeah, man, I pissed a lot of Christians off, yo. Christians they've been upset. Remember, when my whole situation happened, I was coming on here and I was like trying to get support and everything. The Christians was telling me that it was God. Jesus did this to me. God did this to me. Everything is happening to me because of, what I've been teaching over the years. That this whole fall and all this issues that I was going through is because I'm not Christian. So this was God's doing to me. But why did they God let me hit a fucking back-to-back parlay for thousands of dollars? Why did they God allow that? It don't fit. So they mad as shit right now. Like, damn, this motherfucker done bounced back quickly as hell. And yeah, he back. So they mad as shit. Oh, the Aboriginal dudes. Yeah, man, it's that's all speculation, man. We can't find nothing real to make that fit. But you know, people take shit, they take little bits and pieces of stuff sometimes and make it fit their belief system when there's no real, you know, there's no real merit for them making this shit up. People be making up their own shit and trying to make that shit work, and it just don't be fitting. Like if you say something like that, you better come with some real good backup to make it like that's, you know, a Kemet or the original Kemet. Like, nah. We got work. We're on their way to work. I gotta get up soon. But yeah, I wanted to come on here real quick and let people know there's been a lot of people who have. I mean, it's funny how people wait till everything's okay, and then they start grabbing the the election. So yeah, we have, you know, a bunch of people grab the election now. You know, more than 100. So cool. And I wish I would have gotten this more earlier, but it's all good. But we're gonna get into the review of that this week. A lot of people asked about the cell. That cell, as you can see, when you go up there, it's what, $300 or something now for the Blackamoors catalog sale. But since there's a lot of people that support it, and it's the type of shit that I be doing, people don't take advantage of it. Yeah, just full out, get some sleep. But yeah, it's a lot of people who support it. So what I'm gonna do is, the link is in the description. I put the Blackamoors up there, entire Saturn Saint series, as well as what was it? Ancient History 5 and 6. A couple of videos up there. So I put up there for only $10. So it was up there for like $9.99. It's gonna be up there for today, just to say thank you to everybody for the support, the well wishes. A lot of people who couldn't afford the series that sent me messages of, like, you know, trying to support. So I'm going to make it only $9.99 for the day. And y'all can grab that. Link is in the description. That's going to be going soon, so make sure y'all support that. AB, what's the deal? Good morning. What's that? Sickle? LJ? What's the deal? Yeah, Merkabah Academy will be back. Should be tomorrow. And should see it back up. Just so we can run some tests to see if we still having this login issue. I know WordPress is working on it. But a lot of people still having a login issue. And people having the redirect problem. I know I was having it. Logging in was fine for some people, but then you try to go to a page and then it makes you log into WordPress. So that's an issue that they're working on. We should have it. I think they said tomorrow we can test it out. And I think once we get it up, it should be up, and they can fix it while it's up. BLM riots. Donut killer. Who the hell? Who donut killer about to get blocked? Apologize for what riots? Who was behind any big? Who the hell supports BLM? You talking about the airline? KLM? What the hell you talking about? I do not deal with no Black Lives Matter bullshit. That shit is bullshit. You never heard me come up here and say Black Lives Matter or support all that stupid, crazy shit? Please. Shango, what's the deal? Black Lives Matter, please. That shit is controlled from the start. That's what they do. They gotta infiltrate and control some shit. The riots was all across. There's no fucking way in the world, man. Come on now. Y'all smarter than that. These riots was orchestrated. They were set up. Y'all seen, I showed you guys the videos where they put the bricks. The bricks was already there before the people got there. Just so happened to be a pile of bricks at these locations for people to bust out windows. You seen all the videos where the National Guards was just watching these people loot and riot in these stores. I told y'all what that was all about. Broke that whole thing down. All that shit was so they can gauge the type of force they would need to control a riot. That was on a small scale, so they can get an idea of if everybody came out, if it's going to be a large-scale riot, what type of force they would need to combat something like that. So all those cities, because they let it happen in major cities, they let that shit happen as a test, plain and simple, to see how many people would actually come out, how many people would actually loot, and what type of force they would need, and how would they have to respond. Plain and simple. Oh, we got weirdos out. See ya. Deuces. Fucking bots. Who got time for that shit? People really got time to come on here at 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and write stupid shit on fucking lives? Like, what type of weirdo ass motherfuckers exist out here, man? Oh yeah, the Aboriginals are part of the Outer Africa theory. When you trace them, that group that made it all the way over there came out of Africa, and Australia has already acknowledged them as being the originals, the natives of Australia. Took them a long ass time, but they finally did officially realize them, recognize them as being the Aboriginals from Australia. So that's out the way with that. That's like known. Also, same thing known. It took a while for them in China to make it known that they come from Africa as well. We know Japan did it a long time ago. So not really too much with that. Yep. Marcus, what's the deal? Yeah, low vibrational people, man. Yeah, Seminoles in Florida. That whole migration we can trace back. I showed you guys in a few videos. It's the whole route they already found. They found the caves that they dwelled in when they had certain landed on certain parts of the world, and they left cave art in so many places. Like, so we could trace them. So the Aboriginals is the one, as I talked about, who came over when they got to the Americas. What did they do? They got up to the Americas. This was before the ice bridge melted. Remember, before when you went up to America, North America, and you go up towards Canada, and that way over from Canada to Alaska was completely covered by ice. It's covered by ice. So when that melted, that's when we had the Mongoloid people coming down, which would look Asian. They start coming down into the Americas, and they eventually would mix in with those Aboriginals, right? They would mix in with them and start to give us the Eskimos and you know, later what they call the Native Americans. You know how they started to develop, and they would mix and they would fucking spread out. But you gotta remember, those are the ones that mixed. So you already had an African, a black presence in, you know, America at that time that we can prove with the Aboriginals. Hoop Daddy, what's the deal? Yeah, it's windy, man. It's that time. Like, it's always windy. No matter where I go, we hit that wind. I don't want to go inside too much, and especially at this hour, it'd be too loud. Right, the car. No, and the Aztecs and the Mayans. Who knows how old those pyramids is? But I think they knew something around that time, and those got built. They're definitely not old as the Egyptian pyramids. So that knowledge they had. But remember, those people disappeared. Papa Lance, what's the deal? Being from the pyramid right there. Yeah, so they're trying to tell us something with that, because that light it's not shooting up there for no reason. It's not a lighthouse. What would be the point of that beam shooting up? To convey what? That somebody must be paying attention to it. Something up there. That's a big fucking cookie they gave us with that shit. But we already know the capstone that was supposedly at the top of the Great Pyramid is supposed to be made of gold. And some people say it just represents the shine that it would have coming from space. I mean, looking down from space. Well, who's looking down from space is the question. Let's see, let's start this thing up.
It'd be frustrating dealing with an accident, but you...
All right, let's see. Yeah, Alexander, Illinois. Like, I was making a reference to that story. Excuse me. I was making a reference to that story, but yeah, it's remember that whole story was like we didn't have the proof. It was a story that was told, but it's something like I said, it's one of those things where you can't ignore it because it fit with so much. But it's like, hey, how the fuck would it get over here? Like, what would have happened for that to happen? And I said that because we know what they told us, what they tell us about Alexander is not the truth. Because you go through others, even Herodotus talks about it. But you got to remember that he was basically going against the original plan for the Greeks had for Kemet. And they liked him. And that's documented that the Egyptian people liked him. And he wanted to give them their land back because he understood that this was a spiritual people and they needed to have their land back because what they was doing, it was doing some important work. And that's just probably him not being in on what the agenda was from the higher ups. But supposedly that was the case, and he was killed. But they say he died of sickness or what have you, poisoning. I think something that happened to him over there in India, and it's just weird. But here you have him dying, and then the lands being divided by his successors, his generals, and that's not what he would have wanted. Supposedly, he wanted the land to go back to the people. So it's just something to think about that could explain why he was over there. Maybe he fled. Who knows? It's just a lot to think about with that. But there's no real concrete proof, but it's just a story. Yeah, the Easter Island statues is a fucking anomaly, man. They're just the weirdest shit ever. It's just one of those things that we look at and we scratch our head like, what? Like, what is the point and purpose of these? Ugh. Obviously means something. Could be beings who came down. I mean, look at them. They look humanoid, but not like human. So what the fuck is that? I mean, is it part of the imagination, or does something actually look that way? It's something you got to think about. It's something you got to think about. It's just weird, And then, I mean, even the same thing with the Olmec heads. I mean, the heads, they got little helmets on. What the hell is that? Like, it's just imagination, or did they actually see that? And we just look at it and say, hey, it's just a head, it's a statue. But the idea came from something. You're talking about way back then. So why would they make that stuff if it wasn't pertaining to something that they saw? So definitely something to think about, especially on Easter Island. That shit is nuts. Yo, there's some real losers out here. People really come into chats and just talk dumbass shit. Who the fuck got this type of time? Like, fucking weirdos. Loki, man, what's the deal? Jay, what's the deal? Yeah, that's what they're gonna try to do with the Bible, Dre. They're gonna try to flip the Bible from that scripture and bring it from like the science of it into like a religion, try to make it fit and work. And that's what eventually they're gonna do, because when you think about the esoteric parts of the Bible, it's going back to a lot of scientific and physics, spirituality type things. And if they can parlay that into making it make sense with the stories and everything, and get people to accept it, which they will, then boom, that's something they want to do. Because you can go into the Bible and break it down and see where these stories are parables. They're not meant to be taken literally, and there's messages in them all that's supposed to correspond with consciousness. And if you understand it, then you'll be better for it. Excuse me. Let me see. Yeah, it's a video I talked about Earth. Emmanuel Velikovsky was saying how Earth was one of Saturn's moons at one point, and it's possibly how people were seeing it. But with that, we would have to understand how would that be possible, and some type of planetary shift or movement that caused it to come out of that orbit and be where it is. It's a lot to it. I mean, but that's basically what's his theory, and him saying that Earth was one of the moons of Saturn. Yeah, chemistry. I mean, we can see Hermes. Well, what they call him, Hermes, be the Tahuti. You can see hieroglyphs of them doing scientific experiments, and they did a lot. There's a lot of them, and they call them spells for a reason. What they read in the Book of the Dead, and it's spells. It's mixing of potions, and they talked about how to embalm. So they already understood mixing chemicals and everything like that in chemistry. So definitely not far-fetched. Black Fox still. Hermes Trismegistus, yeah, that's Greek. The Greek name for Tahuti, though. That's what they're alluding to. Oh, that Thurman, what's the deal? Yeah, waters above, waters below. It's something to really think about, and I talked about that in my video. One of my videos, I showed you guys a lot of information pertaining to that. Excuse me. Waters above and waters below the firmament, and they're giving us so many hints and clues as to that being a fact. But it's still something to think about and scratch your head as to how. What's the possibility? I mean, I got a pretty good understanding as, water or liquid being the best conductor for energy. And if our soul is energy, and then going out through this water portal or what have you when we die, then that would be the fastest, strongest way to utilize that energy to go wherever you want it to go. It's just that simple. So whether we control it or not, it's going to be crazier, quicker, if it's some type of waters above or what have you. Okay. Yeah, I broke that down with the whole Matrix thing. Hoop Daddy, understanding how that whole shit worked and what that was about. Them understanding about reincarnation and coming back, the energy and everything. I remember, what's his name? Ramachandra, who Neo meets at the train station, the Indian dude, which Ramachandra would be the god, one of the gods that deals with reincarnation. His job in the Matrix was he was controlling the recycling plant. for what happens to those bodies or what have you. So it's giving you that whole understanding about reincarnation, and that's what it's alluding to. But it's definitely something that's possible from my research. Yeah, Fred Hampton, definitely new lectures coming up. Giovanni, what's the deal? Hey. Yeah, a lot of people did support and grab the Moors video over the last couple of days. They waited late as hell to do it. I needed the support before then, but hey, it all works out. So a lot of people grabbed it. We're definitely going to review it pretty soon. And as I said, the link is in the description now to get Blackamoors as well as a bunch of other videos for only $9.99. The link is in the description for you guys to grab it. I lowered the price for this one day for a lot of people who asked for it. Get it because people paid a lot more for it. So it's $9.99. The link is in the description. Make sure y'all grab it for $9.99. Blackamoors lecture, as well as this whole entire Saturday Satan series, a couple of ancient history movies, videos, what have you. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. Alchemy, what's the deal? Who is all vegetarian, Black Fox? How? Since when? Who's all vegetarian? As Hindus. So they're what? They're how long they been around? How long they been vegan? Because there isn't a vegan civilization before. I'm talking about when I said that. I mean I said that to say before this time. It's now. All this vegan shit is new. Within the last 20, 30 fucking years or what have you. But before that, no. You'd be hard pressed to find a civilization that was completely vegan. You'd be hard pressed for that. I'll look into the people you said. Crypto Almighty, no. The $9.99 one don't include all the videos. It's probably like 13 or what have you. That sell now is like 300 or something because, like I said, people had the opportunity to get it then. I told people grab it. It's not going to go back down again. That catalog sale is going to be right there. It's not going to go down. So you have opportunity to grab the Blackamoors lecture as well as the entire Shatter Satan series. There's a lot of videos in there. I forget exactly how many it is, but there's a lot of videos in there. So I would grab it for $9.99, especially knowing that one video costs more than that. So definitely take advantage and cop that Blackamoors lecture and a bunch of other videos for only $9.99, only for the day. And I'm doing that for people who asked, who sent me support, but they didn't really have much money. And a lot of people want to buy some of this shit, but they can't. I try to make it easy, try to lower the price here and there. I don't really like doing it because, a lot of people pay more, and I feel like, I mean, that's how business goes. You go to any store, shit ain't the same. One week they have a sale, you pay full price, and then a week later it's like, fucking half price. It's how it is. But it's just you trying to help people, trying to help people out and get it to the people. Because I know, when people want something, if they got the money, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. If they really want it, they're going to buy it. But there's a lot of people who just can't afford certain shit or can't do certain shit for whatever reason. And so that was my way of helping some people out. What's that? Vendro Mirk. Appreciate it. But yeah, don't send money on this thing. If you new, excuse me. If you're new on here, do not send any money. Don't do it. I told y'all, YouTube don't give us this money. YouTube hold this money for a month and float loans with it. Don't send no money here. Want to support? Go into the description, grab a video. That way you get something too. A lot of people we want to support, but you don't always have to just donate money. I'd rather people just go and buy one of the videos. So you can get a bunch of videos now for only $9.99. That's including the Black and Moorish lecture. So if you want to support, go and grab that. Yeah, I talked about it's a face also in Mexico. So when I broke this down in there, forget which video that was, but they also found a face similar in Mexico, and it's a freaking entire temple built around it now, which is crazy. Vendro, what's that? Vendro Meek? My bad, I don't know what's your name, but that's a dope ass name though. I like how it look. Beastmaster, what's the deal? Yeah, Dre. Yeah, the Black and Moorish video. It's crazy how much they was used, and then like it's crazy how they throw it in our face, how they rub it in our face, and you see what happened with the Moors. You know how they fell, and then like how it ended off basically with the Black and Moors, and them being a joke. It's a running joke with them, and yeah. It's a lot of deep shit in that video, but we've been used throughout history for so much because they didn't have no knowledge. We had all knowledge. They came in and infiltrated, and then they got the knowledge that way, and then they built off of it until they got strong enough to wipe us out. That's what they did too. So a lot of civilizations fell, but Black and Moorish was used a lot. And it just goes to show you how many of them sold out, which is the reason why we ended up where we are, because a lot of those guys sold out. Seriously. So we would have been way better off had these Moors not sold out and just calmly went to war with these people after they got organized. Because you're talking about coming into Africa and doing something. People, how we losing Africa? They're dominated. They're dominated. It was no real black unity. You know, it was scattered. We were scattered all over different countries, and only a few countries came to the aid. So it is what it is. Yeah, so yeah, the face. It's a face Mexico, face on Mars. They supposedly match up. And like I said, the one that's in Mexico is like a temple that's buried around it, but you can still look and see that face. It's deep. Avery, what's the deal? Shriners, yeah. I mean the Masons, they got their knowledge from Moors. Shriners is just another sect of Masonry. That's where they got their information from. And that's having Moors help set it up, give them the knowledge, and then they get wiped out. But yeah, they basically got taught the knowledge. They was like, I mean, their part is still in it, but they was like, you know, way ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the symbology, all that shit. I mean, these people didn't know nothing. They got taught everything they know. They was taught, and that's like the flip side to what happened with us, because we got enslaved. We didn't know how to speak English or write none of that stuff, but it basically, you know, flipped over. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, let's see. Here, I got it here. Let me see. Yeah, so a lot of people picked up that Black and Moors lecture, so we're gonna get into that and get into some other information. The next live, I gotta get out of here. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to jump on here real quick because I was late. I appreciate you guys coming out. Make sure you take advantage of that freaking sale. $9.99 in there. There's a bunch of videos for $9.99. Grab it. We'll be back a little earlier tomorrow for sure to get into the Black and Moors lecture since a lot of people support it. So grab it now. I see y'all later. Peace.